We got the Zion Williamson paradox.
Zion Williamson is the
Hey, bro, I know Zion Williamson legal trouble right now, but hey, all praise to you, Zion. Get healthy and hey, stay straight, bro.
most perplexing player in the NBA.
Uh-oh, showtime. Go for it.
He's built like a rhinoceros with the agility and
All right, bro, he's not built like a rhinoceros. You know who has been rhinoceros? Jalen Johnson, buddy.
jumping ability of a leopard. When he's not in
Bro,
shape,
they're
he looks
blazing this dude, bro. Hop off. You're hitting wheelies, bro, on this dude's meat, bro. Hop off, please, bro. Hop off rookie mode, please.
like the love child of Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal.
Look like me and Shaq
Oh, I gotta be disrespectful. It looked like me and Shaq had a
had a baby.
But when he is in shape, he looks like the hybrid of Sir Charles and Diesel when they were in their prime. In February of 2025, the New Orleans Pelicans issued a statement claiming that Zion slimmed down to 264 pounds, the lightest he's been since joining the NBA. And it showed. In the second half of the 2025 season, Williamson played the best basketball of his career, dominating on both ends of the court. But when the world heard about Zion's most recent weight loss,
Like, bearded Zion is a different breed, guys. Like, he's like, him with a beard is insane.
everyone had the same question. Is it gonna last? Are we finally gonna see Zion fully healthy and ready to play?
Take it yourself. He will.
Since he was drafted first overall in 2019, Zion has suited up in only 45% of all possible games. And even more importantly, he has 0 appearances in the playoffs. Williamson is the only NBA superstar with a contract that's not fully guaranteed, and also tied to
That's crazy.
a weigh-in clause that requires his combined weight and
He has a weigh-in clause, Chad. He is so big that he needs a weigh-in clause. That's disrespectful.
body fat percentage to stay under 295.
Bro, if you're over 295 pounds in the NBA, bro, you need some help, gang.
This is the Zion Williamson dilemma. Is he really a generational superstar ready to lead the Pelicans to success? Or a bust? The legend of Zion started in 2016, when clips of his insane dunks started going viral.
I could do that. I could do that, bro. It's not special.
Just a few years earlier, Williamson was a 5'9" point guard, and nothing showed that he could become an NBA player, despite strong genetics. Zion's father, Lateef Williamson, was a 6'3" collegiate defensive lineman who weighed over 260 pounds, and his mother, Sharonda Sampson, was once a promising college sprinter. But between 8th and 9th grade, Zion sprouted to 6'3", and by the time he was a high school sophomore, Williamson reached his current height of 6'6". And during that quick growth spurt, Zion suffered through immense pain in his knees and back. But when the pain finally subsided, Zion became a freak of nature. Once the pain went away, all this athleticism that I have today came out. I have no idea where it came from, but I embraced it. Suddenly, I had all the ball control skills of a point guard, and with my new weight, I could fly past people trying to guard me. In his sophomore season, Williamson averaged 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 steals per game, leading his team.
This is pretty solid stats, bro. I would drop off sophomore Zion Williamson if I, you know what I'm saying, if I would have 1v1 him. I would beat Zion in a 1v1 right now, bro. He's going to probably get like 5 points on me. Then he's going to be tired, bro. He's going to be tired. Then I'm going to go straight wet like water, bro. Draining the threes easily, bro. He's not good. Respect.
Team to a regional championship. As a junior, Williamson averaged 37 points, 13
Fake stats, buddy. It's not real. AI.
rebounds, 3 steals, and 2.5 blocks per game, leading Spartanburg to another title and breaking the state record for most 30-point games in a season. By then, he had become the most popular high school player in the country, with celebrities wearing his jersey and attending his games.
Drake, you're glazing this dude, Zion.
Senior year, Zion continued to dominate, looking like a grown man among children. He led the Griffins to another regional championship, averaging 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. Zion did whatever he wanted and entertained the crowds with tomahawk dunks, alley-oops, and 360 windmills with either hand. But even though we'd seen high schoolers with that kind of athleticism before, we'd never seen it with someone that looks like Zion. Built like a tank, weighing 270 pounds with a 45-inch vertical, Zion defied the laws of
45-inch vert.
physics and became the most hyped high school player since LeBron James. He could choose where he wanted to go to college, ultimately deciding to go to Duke, where he teamed up with 2 other blue-chip prospects, Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett. Duke became the first team to land the top 3 high school recruits since modern recruiting rankings began. and everyone expected them to win the national championship. And when the NCAA season began, Zion immediately justified all the hype. In his first college game, Williamson scored 28 points, breaking the school's scoring record in a debut. Against Syracuse, Zion broke the freshman scoring record with 35 points, as well as the record for most
Bro, what? Zion was this good?
25-point games by a freshman. On February 20th, 2019, with Barack Obama in attendance, Zion suffered a
Wait, he was the president, right?
grade 1 knee sprain 36 seconds into the game after his foot ripped through his Nike shoe, causing Nike stock to drop by $1.1 billion the following day.
Oh my gosh.
However, Zion returned from injury on March 14th, posting 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 steals in an 84-72 win over Syracuse in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. He shot 13 of 13 from the
Nah, he was definitely on that. Yeah, ain't no way, bro. Bro was 13 for 13. Gotta be AI stats, bro. This is either AI or, bro, like, I don't know.
field, marking the best shooting performance in school and tournament history. Before March Madness, the Zion hype reached an all-time high, and CBS specifically devoted a camera called the Zion Cam to record Williamson throughout the tournament. Zion started.
I gotta be some type of glazing, bro. Hop off this dude's meat, bro. Hop off of this black dude's meat, bro.
The tournament with 25 points in a win over North Dakota State. And in the next round against UCF, he was even better, with 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists in a close 77-76 victory. But in the Elite Eight, despite 24 points and 14 rebounds from Zion, Duke lost 68-67 to Michigan State, thus ending one of the most dominant freshman seasons in NCAA history. In 33 appearances, Zion averaged 22.6 points, 8.9 rebounds, 2.1 steals, and 1.8 blocks per game. He shot
I could have done better, but okay.
68% from the field, which ranked second in the country,
I could have done 100.
and was the highest ever field goal percentage by a freshman. After such dominance on both ends of the court, it was a no-brainer for Zion to go pro. And with the luck of the lottery gods, the New Orleans Pelicans got the chance to select first overall. And not a single person was surprised when they used their pick on Williamson.
The New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
But before the season even started, Zion suffered his first injury in the pros. Williamson tore his meniscus in a preseason game and was supposed to be sidelined for 6 weeks, which turned into 3 months, because the Pelicans didn't want to risk anything with their most precious asset. But finally, on January 20th, 2020, Zion made his NBA debut against the Spurs. And for 3 quarters, his first game was largely disappointing because of a minutes restriction, and Zion struggling to find his rhythm with only 5 points scored. But then he exploded. For a guy projected to be a non-shooter, Zion started hitting threes, making 4 out of 4 and scoring 17 points in a row.
At least he's shooting more than Ben Simmons, bro.
The fans in New Orleans and the whole NBA were elated.
Zion for 4 for 4! Welcome to the NBA!
And everyone believed Zion was on track to become the next LeBron James. Only 2 games later, in his 3rd game, Williamson notched his first double-double.
Detonating on the rim!
And then went on a 13-game streak with over 20 points, which set the NBA record for most consecutive 20-point games by a teenager. During the pandemic
Really?
shortened season, Williamson averaged 22.5 points on 58% shooting, along with 6.3 rebounds and 2.1 assists per game. And when the next season started, Zion got even better. For 25 consecutive games, Williamson scored at least 20 points on 50% shooting, which was a new NBA record. And it seemed like he could score at will against any defender in the league.
He was shattering records, chat. He was shattering records.
He was like a 5-ton wrecking ball slamming into opponents who just bounced off him, unable to stop his unique combination of size and agility.
It'll be Zion on the hammer!
However, Zion was not just brute force. He also possessed elegance, and it was borderline crazy how someone so big could contort his body in the air so gracefully. If you looked closely at his layups, you'd see an aerial ballet dancer. A man who twists and bends his body to find gaps between defenders' hands to put the ball in the hoop. Even if he was guarded by 2 or 3 players, he was still able to make mid-air adjustments that nobody has.
Alright, just glazing this dude, bro. Hop off of this dude's me, bro. Hop off doing wheelies on this dude's me, bro. Hop off Ricky mode, buddy.
Size was ever able to do.
Zion on the spin, gets to the strong side and gets to the line.
In his second
Such a
season,
basic
Zion
move.
made his first All-Star game.
Leonard with the lead pass for Zion, and he puts it in.
And for the season, he averaged 27 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists, while shooting an unreal 61% from the field. Williamson ranked 8th in the league in scoring and 8th in field goal percentage in what was one of the most efficient seasons of all time. And then, just when things started going great, another disaster, as Williamson suffered a Jones fracture in his foot. Still, he was
Never heard of
projected to
that.
be ready for the start of his 3rd season, but when the season began, his return was postponed for December. And then, when December came, the Pelicans said he'll need more time, and that he'll play around the All-Star game. But his return never happened, and Zion missed the entire 2022 season, having to watch from the bench as the Pelicans lost in the first round of the playoffs. It was a huge disappointment, especially since we could see Zion warm up before games, and it became obvious that he wasn't living a healthy lifestyle.
It looked like me and Shaq had a baby.
Bro, what?
The fans started questioning Zion's commitment to the game and wondered if his weight had something to do with him missing the entire season. Despite all the turmoil, the Pelicans offered Zion a contract extension worth $193 million, increasing to $231 million if he made an All-NBA team in 2023. However, the contract was only partially guaranteed based on the number of games Zion played, and if he managed to keep his weight and body fat percentage in check. But when Zion
Crazy.
finally suited up at the start of the 2023 season, he was still visibly overweight. And yet, offensively, he was as dominant as ever. Williamson scored 25 points in his season debut, bulldozing through opponents like they weren't even there.
Williamson leans in, couldn't finish, snatches, and scores.
However,
Who he's going against? Claxton, who weighs around 50 pounds, and Ben Simmons, who can't even dunk a ball.
defensively, it was clear that the excess weight was bothering him, especially in transition, as he looked sluggish running up and down the court. But in early December, when he got into shape, Zion was named Player of the Week for the first time in his career, after averaging 33 points and 8 rebounds on 70% shooting. On December 28th, Williamson put up a career-high 43 points in a 119-118 win over the Timberwolves.
Oh my goodness gracious. Joe, what are we seeing? We are seeing a superstar in the making right now.
But just 1 week later, he suffered a hamstring injury.
Looked like he pulled up right here, AD. Right side. Yeah, on the run.
And it was reported that he'd miss several weeks. Despite his absence, he was voted to his second All-Star game with averages of 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. And just like the year before, Zion's return got postponed. And then it got postponed again. In early April, the Pelicans announced that Zion would miss the remainder of the season, including their play-in game against the Thunder, which New Orleans ended up losing, thus ending their season. However, this was just the beginning of all the Zion drama, because during the summer, Williamson grabbed the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. After an adult film star named Mariah Mills posted a series of tweets about their relationship, while Zion was expecting a baby with another woman. But despite all the off-court drama and problems surrounding his weight, when the
So was he cheating or what? What's the word?
2024 season started, Williamson was finally healthy and played the best basketball of his life.
The lob.
Oh, baby!
Even though his scoring was down to 22.9 points per game, Zion averaged a career-high 5 assists, along with 5.9 rebounds and 57% shooting from the field. His defense also picked up, and for the first time in his career, Zion played winning basketball, contributing to wins on both ends of the court.
Z the distance. Got it away in time.
Williamson led the Pelicans to 49 wins in the regular season, which was the second best result in franchise history. But in a competitive Western Conference, it was only good enough for 7th place, which meant that New Orleans would have to make the postseason from the play-in. And in that play-in game against the Lakers, Zion played the best game of his career. Even though the Lakers built an 18-point lead in the middle of the third quarter, Williamson dominated in the paint, carrying the Pelicans, who completely erased the deficit.
There goes Williamson down the middle, slashing his way to the hole. Got it!
Williamson's final bucket of the night, a lefty floater around Davis, gave him his 40th point and tied the score with 3 minutes remaining.
Season-high 38 Williamson driving inside.
But as the New Orleans crowd roared in delight, Williamson grimaced and grabbed his left hamstring. He knew he was done for the night.
It's a season-high 40 for Zion Williamson. The game is tied. Timeout taken.
It looks like he's hurt.
And without their best player, the Pelicans couldn't complete the comeback. Zion finished with 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. And if he played the whole game, he would have likely achieved a new career high in points. The Pelicans went on to make the playoffs, but without their star, they were overmatched in a 4-game sweep by the top-seeded OKC. Zion still hadn't logged a single playoff minute and felt like he let the team and the fans down. On the bright side, the Pelicans showed that they could compete against the best teams in the West, and with a deep young core, they had high expectations coming into the 2025 season. But then the pattern repeated. Williamson started the year strong, but another hamstring injury forced him to miss 27 games.
Bro, it's like one of these situations where Zion might never ever be healthy, play a full season ever again. He may never. I don't think he's ever gonna play like 70 games plus. I don't think that's possible.
And with the injuries to other key players like Brandon Ingram, DeJounte Murray, and Herb Jones, New Orleans won just 5 of their first 34 games, all while Williamson watched on the sidelines as another season went down the drain.
Zion Williamson in a familiar spot on the bench in street clothes.
On a familiar spot is crazy, dog. I'm gonna have to fight who's this, bro? A reporter? I don't know who this is. Familiar? That's crazy.
Fortunately, there's some amazing talent, just has not been able to stay healthy in his career.
To add insult to injury, on January 10th, the team suspended Zion for being late to a team flight. And Pelicans coach Willie Green stated that several offenses led up to Williamson's suspension. The continued spiral led to the Pelicans exploring the trade market for their superstar. But ultimately, they decided against trading Zion, as his value had never been lower. However, when Zion finally returned from the hamstring injury, he was visibly thinner, weighing 264 pounds, the lightest he'd ever been in the NBA, giving us a glimpse of what was possible all along.
It is taken away. Showtime.
After he scored 40 points against Sacramento, on February 27th, Williamson put up his first career triple-double with 27 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds in a 124-116 win over the Suns.
Didn't get it.
There's your yes, sir.
First career triple-double.
On March 11th, Williamson had another triple-double with 22 points, a career-high 12 assists, and 10 rebounds in a win over the Clippers.
There's the triple-double. Second career triple-double. He deserves it. Jose at the opposite end.
Defensively, he was engaged and disruptive, crashing into passing lanes and contesting shots at the rim, with career highs in blocks and steals. But then, the Pelicans shut him down again. And in the 2025 season, he played only 30 games. It's been 6 years since he was drafted, and Zion still hasn't appeared in the playoffs. So, we're all wondering if his current form is going to last. According to Zion, it will, because he finally started taking care of his body, doing mobility drills, and strengthening the hamstrings that had given him so much trouble in the past. However, if you're a Pelicans fan, you have every right to be a skeptic, because the Zion cycle has repeated too many times. His struggle to overcome injuries is followed up by debates over minute restrictions. Then there's the growing tension between Williamson and the Pelicans medical staff, accompanied by disagreements with the coaching staff and the front office.
Let me make this clear to everybody out there. If I can play in the back-to-backs, I would. I physically, yes, I can. But I work for the Pelicans. They have decided that based off the numbers, it's not smart to do that right now. If that's what they feel, I'm rocking with them on that. But yes, if I could play in a back-to-back, I would.
All of these problems happened multiple times, and we have yet to see Zion playing through an entire season injury-free, without any off-court issues. When he's healthy, Williamson has proved that he can be one of the top 10 players in the NBA. Unstoppable in transition, dominant in the paint, and disruptive on the defensive end. His playmaking can also reach an elite level. And even if he becomes a passable shooter, Zion can realistically make first-team All-NBA next season, and maybe even be in contention for MVP.
But if he just gotta not stay.
There's a lot of ifs in that equation.
I don't think he's ever gonna stay healthy, bro. I think he's just one of those players that's just always gonna be injured, and you just wonder if like what would he be, you know what I'm saying, if he's like not hurt and stuff, man. Let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Love you, boys and girls. See y'all next video, man. Peace.